Good morning, Scituate. This is the weekly town update for the week of January 13th, 2025. I am Susan Harrison, Vice Chair of the Select Board, and I'm here with Jim Boudreau, our Town Administrator, and Peter Gates, Vice Chair of the Scituate School Committee. I hope that you all had a great weekend. I'm going to run through some town board and committee meetings, as well as some updates for the week, and then hand it off to Peter and Jim for some additional town updates. Monday, January 13th, that's today, we have the Board of Health meeting at 6 p.m. via Zoom. We also have the Community Preservation Committee at 6:30 p.m. at the Scituate Town Library. The Scituate Library Board of Trustees is also meeting at 6:30 at the Scituate Town Library Small Conference Room. Tomorrow, Tuesday, we have the Traffic Rules and Regulation Committee at 4:30 p.m. The Water Resources Commission meeting is at 6:30 p.m. at the small conference room at Town Hall. Additionally, the Design Review Committee is meeting at 6:30 p.m. at the Select Board Hearing Room at Town Hall. Of note on the agenda is a discussion regarding the site plan review for a multifamily building at 340 Gannett Road, and that is across from Cosmos in North Scituate. The Scituate Housing Authority is also meeting at 791 Country Way at 6:30 p.m. The South Shore Dems are hosting a free event at the Scituate Town Library, a local and national election analysis, and that's January 14th at 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. It will be a discussion with national pollster Jane Rayburn, focused on electoral shifts both nationally and locally here on the South Shore. On Wednesday, January 15th, we have the Affordable Housing Trust meeting at 6:30 p.m. in the small conference room at the library. Mordecai Lincoln Committee meeting is at 6:30 p.m. at the Peggotty Room at the Senior Center. Thursday, January 16th, we have the Advisory Committee meeting at 6:30 via Zoom. The Zoning Board Appeals, they're at 7 p.m. in the Select Board Hearing Room. There is also Teen Art Night Winter Gathering at the Scituate Town Library from 6 p.m. to 7:30. Come and enjoy a fun evening at the library making winter-themed art. Open to all tweens and teens. No registration is required. Additionally, opening night movie, A Complete Unknown at the Real Harbor Theater is at 6:30 p.m. and that's $15 per person. Additionally, the Scituate Historical Society is hosting an event, Flee North, A Forgotten Hero and the Fight for Freedom in Slavery's Borderland, and that's 7 p.m. to 8:30 at Gar Hall, presented by Scott Shane. It is a true story of the Underground Railroad and the domestic slave trade in the 1840s with Scituate and Boston for discussion. The cost for the event is $15. Reservations are recommended through the Scituate Historical Society webpage. Payment will also be accepted at the door. On Saturday, January 18th, come get ready for Lunar New Year and join us in making your very own dragon hat at the Scituate Library. This event is for grades 3 through 5. 30 spots are available and registration will be required. It is a 90-minute event. By the end of class, you'll have a fully personalized dragon hat that you can wear and show off to friends and family because everybody needs a dragon hat. That is everything I have. Now I'm going to turn it over to Jim for additional town updates, and then we'll go to Peter for some school updates. Jim?
Morning. Thank you, Susan. We're going to start with a warning with the cold weather. We want to warn people that they should avoid going out on the ice at the old Oaken Bucket Reservoir. The town has installed aerators in the pond to keep the water from stagnating and to improve the water quality going from the reservoir into the plant. The action of the aerators impacts the ice forming above. That means the ice in the vicinity of the aerators will be thin and dangerous for people to be on. We do have a message board down there. We have ordered signs. Those will be going up shortly, but please avoid going on the ice at the old Oaken Bucket Reservoir. Water treatment update. We continue to make progress. The contractor is continuing the excavation for the foundation of the building. The installation of utilities is going in. We continue form work and rebar, and we will be preparing for a big pour next week after the installation of the subsurface utilities, but we'll update you on that when we get to it next week. I hate to tell you this, but real estate taxes are due February 3rd, 2025. Please make sure you pay those on time. The library's new booking system for meeting rooms, study rooms, and museum passes is now online. You can access all three by going to the library's homepage and clicking on the Visit bar. The library is going to be closed this Thursday morning from 9 to noon for an all-staff training event. They'll reopen at noontime and remain open until 9 p.m. We also want to remind people that the vote for the South Shore Vocational Technical High School project is going to be on Saturday, January 25th from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. The vote will take place in the Scituate High School Gymnasium. There is information posted by both the Select Board and the Advisory Board on the town webpage. Go to the webpage, click on the red bar at the top, and it will take you to a page giving you information about this project. The deadline to register to vote, if you are not registered, is January 15th by 5 p.m. in the town clerk's office or online at registertovotema.com. There is no early voting for this election, but people will be able to vote absentee or request a mail-in ballot if you are not able to vote in person on election day. The time to get a mail-in ballot is fast coming, so please get in as quickly as possible to the town clerk's office. To see, if you have any questions, you can contact the town clerk's office or by email to get information. But again, that's January 25th, an election to vote on whether or not Scituate supports the construction of a new VOTEC high school in Hanover. After discussions with the Scituate Historic Society, the tenant and keeper of the lighthouse, Bob Gallagher, and our project consultants, it was decided that we will, based on their recommendations, that a standalone flagpole is to be erected in the keeper's yard of the lighthouse, adjacent to the lighthouse for the American flag. That pole has now been installed. It looks great. We received some questions as to why. First and foremost, according to the Historic Society, the flag flying at the lighthouse railing is a relatively recent addition and therefore is not historically accurate. The flag was added when repairs were made to the railings in the 1990s. Not replacing the flag up there restores the historic accuracy of the project. Second, the previous flag and pole required constant maintenance and repairs. After significant wind or storm events, repairs were required either to the flagpole itself or the railing that it was connected to. In addition, the flag and pole present a hazard to those below should something happen to come off during a storm event. Third, the flag is extremely difficult for the lighthouse keeper to access and maintain, requiring multiple trips to the lantern room and the promenade to access it. Despite what some people may think, accessing the lantern room is a difficult and hazardous task with some very steep ladders. Removing the flagpole reduces the chances of someone suffering a serious injury when trying to access it. And finally, using an easily accessible flagpole will allow us to comply with state and federal decrees relative to lowering the flags to half-staff on required occasions and taking it down when we have a major storm coming, reducing wear and tear on the flag, and eliminating the potential hazard of the pole coming off during a storm. So it's up. It looks great. Thanks to Bob Chessie and Bob Gallagher for coordinating that. Also, the Historic is preparing a historic preservation plan to guide historic preservation efforts to the town. The plan will address South Scituate's historic buildings and landscapes, strengthen our identity, character, and quality of life. Please join them to discuss Scituate's historic resources and approach to historic preservation. They're hosting a community workshop on Wednesday, January 29th, from 6:30 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. at the Scituate Town Library, 84 Branch Street. Scituate Police Department will be hosting a community policing academy. This program provides an inside look at law enforcement, public safety, and the department's role in serving and protecting Scituate. Classes will be held on Monday evenings from 6:30 p.m. to 8 p.m. from February 3rd through April 7th at the Emergency Operations Center at the Public Safety Building on Chief Justice Cushing Highway. Seating is limited. Registration closes January 21st. For more information or to register, visit Scituate Police Facebook page or email ldsimone@scituatema.gov. We want to remind people that Widows Walk Golf Course is now open for walking, sledding, and other winter activities. We ask that you have your dogs on a leash at all times. Avoid walking on any greens or sand traps. And most importantly, pick up after your dogs. There are barrels in the parking lot. Have a great winter. Enjoy walking at Widows Walk, but please be respectful of our golf course as you do so. Finally, the Scituate Food Pantry continues to see needs increase. They are very grateful for people's assistance. The most needed items right now: jarred spaghetti sauce, applesauce, decaf ground and decaf instant coffee, microwave popcorn, low sugar cereal, shelf stable juice, apple, cranberry, and fruit punch, cream of mushroom soup, canned hash, spam, and artificial sweeteners. These can be dropped off at the food pantry during operating hours, in the bins behind the old gates, or at the Scituate Library, Village Market, and Shaw's. That's what I have for today. Hope everybody has a good week.
Thank you, Jim. Now for some school updates, Peter.
Great, thanks, Susan and Jim. My name is Peter Gates. I am the vice chair of the school committee. Thanks for allowing us to join. We're going to do our best to attend these weekly meetings and give some relevant updates to what's going on in the schools. Welcome back to all of our students and families. This is the second full week of school in 2025. School committee will hold our first meeting tonight at 6 p.m. All are welcome to attend either in person at the high school library or via Zoom. The agenda and Zoom information can be found on scit.org, and that's SCIT spelled SCIT.org under the school committee tab. A few highlights for tonight's meeting. We'll be receiving an update on preliminary factors that could impact the school budget for next year. We'll also be celebrating student learning as we hear from the district's math department chair. We will also be voting on a possible change to the entrance age for kindergarten students. Regular school committee meetings are held twice a month on Mondays. I think it's helpful for people to know that generally school committee meetings are Mondays, but we do have one exception that I'll note in a minute. Our next meeting again is tonight at 6 p.m. at High School Library. Speaking of meetings, a reminder to mark your calendars for February 1st. That's a Saturday. That's one of our non-regular meetings. They'll be held at 9 a.m. and we will hold our fiscal year 26 budget workshop. This is the first public release of the proposed school budget for next year. It will include details about how school allocated dollars are being spent. Again, that's in roughly 3 weeks on Saturday, February 1st at 9 a.m. Two important notes for the coming weeks in the schools. Next Monday, January 20th, is Martin Luther King Jr. Day. There is no school, but we encourage everyone to attend the Scituate Public Schools' 4th annual MLK Memorial event. It starts at 3 p.m. in the Center for Performing Arts and will include artists, performers, and a special surprise guest. Again, that's at 3 p.m. next Monday at the CPA. A couple other notes. High school students will be taking midterm exams from Wednesday, January 22nd to Friday, January 24th. Among other things, students will be studying and working hard during those days, but you may see a bit of irregular traffic at the high school during those dates around noontime, as some of those students may go home to continue their studies. And of course, on the school side, there's always a lot of sports events happening. Hot off the presses, we're just informed that following the Super Bowl win of our high school football team, we have two award winners among many. The coach of the team, Herb Devine, was awarded the Division IV Coach of the Year. And from the player side, Lawson Foley was given the New England Football Journal Division IV Player of the Year. So congratulations to Coach Devine and Lawson Foley for those awards and to the entire team for an amazing season. Relative to sports, for those that might just want to take in a game at any day of the week, I encourage you to look at the Arbiter Sports app. I have it, and it's it's extremely easy to use. Simply search for Scituate High School and select the sport, and you can see the calendar of when the next games are. Or you can just click on the calendar and see all high school sporting events taking place on a particular date. This week, as an example, tonight there is a varsity girls hockey game taking on the #1 team in the state, Hingham High School, and that will be at Pilgrim Arena. We also have a varsity girls gymnastics meet versus Hanover High School tonight at 8 o'clock. And just looking forward throughout the week, on Wednesday, we have a slate of, of swimming. We have girls swimming and co-ed swimming taking place Wednesday at 4 o'clock against Mystic Valley Regional Charter School. And then we have wrestling at 6 o'clock at Plymouth. And then the boys hockey plays Pembroke High School and girls hockey plays North Quincy. You can check out all the games on the Arbiter app or Arbiter Live online. Remember, you can keep posted or keep up to speed on all SPS happenings and zero in on your specific school by visiting scit.org. That's scit.org, and get the app too in the App Store. Thanks again for letting us join, and have a great week.
Thank you, Peter. That's all we have. Have a great week, Scituate.